What's up, everyone? How's it going? Thanks for coming out to another episode of the Thunderdome. What's going on, James, Ken? How you guys doing?
We're good. We're good.
Nice, beautiful
We're
day today.
amazing.
That's right. Hey, we're all gonna have bad days, but you know what? There's always gonna be those good days. And
You have a bad day, you know what you do? Suck it up, cupcake. Get out there and kick its ass.
Exactly.
Kick its ass, Seabass.
I agree with you. Kick its ass. Make that day your little biatch.
You're going to get copyrighted. He has SpongeBob on the TV behind him.
Hey, I like watching
He's like, oh, shit.
That's not SpongeBob. That's just my background. What you mean?
He's not monetized anyways right now, so they ain't going to say nothing. It's all
Me or him?
him.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get demonetized. It's okay.
I was going to ask you. So right now I'm at 360. So I need to get those 500 followers, like another 140 or subscribers. But can you go step by step, basically? Like, will you hit, like, once you hit the 500 and say the 3,000 watch hours, can you hit and be monetized and be in that? And then once you hit like the 1,000 subscribers or whatever, and the 10,000 hours or whatever, then jump up to the next level? Or
basically you start out. I mean, you're monetized, and I think you can get memberships and super chats, but you don't get revenue earning or commercials on your channel. Like, because like when I make a video, I go into my studio and I have to turn on I have to turn it on every video. Like even the shorts, you got to turn it on. And what that allows it to do is it plays commercials during your airing. And these commercials, that's where you can make big time loot if you're getting the watch hours and people are watching you, and then they're watching these commercials. You know, you get a certain percentage, which is tiny. You know what I mean? But you get people that watch 100 commercials a day off of your material. You're making some money, but you don't get that until you get to the top tier. The first tier, it's just like you're dipping your toe into getting monetized. You make a little bit of money, but you're not going to make anything substantial until you're, fully monetized.
I got demonetized, so
I'd demonetize you too. Look at you.
Well, they're so strict. Like, I had one video with like a similar sound to someone else's video, and they messaged me and was like, well, how did you get that sound? And I'm like, what are you talking about? So I had to like break down the video to where they said it was the sound and prove to them that it was mine and not somebody else's. Like 10 seconds of that sound sounded like somebody else's. And they were like, it sounds like you pulled a video from someone else's video. So I got demonetized for like a month.
Yeah, it happens.
That's the only thing, is you got to sit there and really watch your P's and Q's once you get monetized. Because you can't cut
to an extent,
seconds.
To an extent you do, but it's not. I mean, I guess if they come down on you, if you get singled out in the algorithm and they really start checking on you, they can be quite specific and demonetize your stuff for any reason whatsoever. But as long as you just pretty much play by the rules and don't get copyrighted, copyright's the big thing that you got to watch for. It's not that bad. I mean, it can be a bitch, but it's not that bad.
Shoot, there was something I was going to ask you and I can't even remember now. I'll think of it in a second. Yeah, it's quite a bit though.
There's a lot to it. It's not just saying, hey, let's make some videos and get this shit monetized. Like I'm 100%. I feel 100% blessed, and like I reached an accomplishment by getting monetized. I mean, this started out just for fun, and like a year and a half after I started my own show, I got monetized. So that was quite, like an uplifting feeling for me. Like, I actually did this shit. Holy hell.
Yeah.
And I did it myself, and I did a majority of it from just a phone. No camera, no nothing. Me sitting in front of my phone talking to people.
There you go.
Yeah, no special mic and all this and that.
Just me and my phone. Yeah.
That's what I've been doing for the past, a little over a year now. It's been on my phone. I kind of hate it. I was talking to James about that. I don't like using my phone, especially when you got an expensive one, sitting there putting all those hours on it, trying to keep my phone nice. But I got to try to figure out this laptop, like I know how to use the computer and everything, but it's just like some of the stuff.
Hooking everything up.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a pain. And then like, I know how to share, like I could share the link to you guys from my phone, no problem. But then when I go to the computer and try to do it, I'm for some reason, I can't figure it out.
You don't got that phone number to share it to. I mean, you could do it right to Instagram, but you just got to copy and paste it. It's copy and paste instead of,
Yeah, I think that's what I tried doing last time. I think I tried copying and pasting it, but for some reason I couldn't get it going. So I just said, screw it.
We're Gen Xers. We're not the best computer nuts out there,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
We didn't have computers until we was in kindergarten.
What's up, Dustin?
What up, Dustin?
Thanks for coming out.
She took my candy.
You leave your little sister alone.
We got James B in the house. What's up, James?
James, what up, James B?
In fact, James B was one of the winners for the Spin to Win.
Heck yeah.
About a month ago or so. He's got his shirt's going to be coming next week or the following week right after that. So
that what up?
In fact, I've been working on some stuff, Ken, for that shirt. Since you were the winner and everything, I'm trying to get I already had a shirt done, but I don't know. I'm trying to make it a little bit better though.
Right. I don't know what's going on with the shirt I ordered. I mean, it's apparently coming to me. About a month ago, they said it was ready, and I sent my address, and I never got it. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that earlier. Actually, I've been wondering that if you had ever got a hold of them, or well, I know you got a hold of them, but if they had gotten back to you or not.
They haven't got back a hold of me yet, and I mean, I'm gonna start taking the next step and asking people about it. If she's not going to get a hold of me, I'm going to try to get a hold of other people that get a hold of her. You know what I mean? And be like, hey, what's going on?
Right.
If she don't want to do it or something went wrong, then just send me my money back and tell me to go pound sand. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I understand people got stuff going on in their lives, but man, just reach out to the person and let them know, hey, like actually I had James B and who was it? Philip from Constrictly Business. He had won a shirt also, and I had been sick and lost my uncle, had a lot of stuff going on. So I didn't get their shirts out, and then being sick, I just had everything hit me. But it's like, I got in touch with them, like, try at least once a week or every few weeks, just reach out and, hey man, I'm sorry. I got, this going on.
Yeah. Communication is key for sure.
Exactly. It is. That's the thing. Just stay in touch with people and let them know. We got Ken double dipping in the house.
I'm always double dipping. You know that.
Yep. Then we got brother Stan.
What
What's
up,
up, Stan?
Hey, man.
Hope all is well, brother.
The brother from another mother and father,
right.
But he's still a brother.
For sure.
Dang, Ken, what if I brought all my kids with me? I would have no fun.
Or you would have a hell of a lot of fun because kids are fun.
Oh,
You know
I
what I
would
mean?
have fun. I would, but you would never see me. I'd be on the go with them. Look at this.
Yeah, you would just be having a different kind of fun.
I'd be like, Ken, where you at? Ken, help me. Help me, Ken.
I'd change my name for the weekend.
What would you change it to?
I don't know, Joe.
Uncle Joe.
Uncle Joe.
Depends on how many Joes are around. Because if there ain't no Joes around, I'll go with Joe. But if there's a Joe around, it'll be
There
something
hasn't
else.
been a Joe.
Yeah, that's actually kind of funny. I don't know of any Joes in the reptile industry.
Dr. Joe. They got one doctor, Dr. Joe.
Hey, this year when I come down to Daytona, I'm going to bring my ultrasound machine. What do you think?
What's up, Brave? Hope all is
Hey,
well.
what up, my buddy? What do you bring your ultrasound machine for?
Somebody asked me to bring it down to get a sexing on some blue tongues.
Sexing on what?
Blue tongue skinks.
Oh, all right. See, that makes sense now. All right. Now say, what are you going to do with an ultrasound at Daytona?
That's right, Stan.
Make some money.
Might as well while you're down there.
Junior Stan. Oh, I miss Junior Stan.
Junior's got you, buddy.
Heck yeah. It's always good to have somebody that knows how to do something when you don't.
Yes.
Yep, absolutely.
I've never had a problem with Printify. Yeah, you know what, Stan? Me neither, except one time I did have a problem with them.
I should have went through them, but
my only problem I had was I had ordered a shirt. Well, I ordered a few of them, and they sent the amount of shirts they should have, but one of them was not the size. Or no, I think maybe that was wrong too. I know the color was different, but I want to say the size might have been, the size and the color was wrong, or the size, one of the two. But I ended up contacting them. I let them know, and then I had to just send proof of like some pictures of the shirt and the tag and all that, sent it to them. And after just a couple little messages back and forth, they sent me out the correct shirt and everything. So that was pretty cool. So shout out to Printify for that. They definitely made it right. So I ended up with I guess it's pretty cool because it was like a size, I don't know, small or medium. So it won't fit me, but I mean, hey, there's always a kid or something I could hand it out to. So that's always a plus. You got any breedings going on right now, Ken?
yeah, I just witnessed like a good 5-hour lock this morning between that black pastel bamboo ultramale and the gravel clown head ultramale. Like, and with what I got coming in the ultramale clown project, if I could just get gravel, the gravel gene a little further into the project and set into a double head male, like that's going to help immensely. One direction that I'm going to go with that project is I'm going to try to make like a ivory like clown that's head ultramale, and then like a super gravel ultramale head clown, or vice versa. And I'm going to try to make highway and super gravel ultramale clowns. And if I can make supers, then that helps you immensely when you're going for things like that. And that's just going to be like something that, you know, I'm going to be making full clutches of, because if I could get an ivory ultramale head clown and a super gravel, you know, clown head ultramale or whatever, if I could get that vice versa and the opposite head, then that's going to be in a really good place in the ultramale clown project. And that's going to allow me to go, hey, James, check this snake out. Here you go, buddy. Hey, Vance, you want one? Here, I have a whole clutch of them. I'm going to send one out to you and just get you guys, you know, into the ultramale clown project, you know, and we could all help each other and really push it. I really think the ultramale clown project's really going to we're going to see some cool stuff in it. I mean,
Yeah.
if you look, I mean, there's not even really been more than I'd say 10, like 2 Kodom Ultra Male clowns out there. I can't find 5, so I'm doubling it. Like I'm saying, like a pastel inchy Ultra Male clown. Like there's not more than 10 listed on Morph Market to where there's 2 Kodoms Ultra Male clown. And so it's something that I feel really decent about. I'm working the Yellow Belly complex into it, and I think it's going to be awesome. I think I'm going to have some cool shit coming out of it.
Where the hell did you guys go?
Nice.
We're still here. We hear you.
I can't see you.
This screen go black.
No, the screen just disappeared on my computer.
Oh, we still hear the kids in the background and you.
Oh, I bet. Oh shoot! You know
yeah,
what?
so I mean that's something that I've been passionate about at the beginning. I'd say the Super Gravel Ultra Male Clown is something that just right from the get go, you know, I'm a shoot for the stars type of guy that I said I wanted to make, and I'm still leaning that direction. But my Ultra Male Clown project in a whole is just, I mean, I haven't really made anything yet per se, but the purchases I made, I feel were very smart, and that project's set up to blow up in a couple years.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a nice project right there. Like that, I kind of did like the same thing. I'm kind of changing stuff around a little bit. I have a 1.1, a pass there. They're both a pastel triple het for Ultra Male. What is it? Ultra Male, Hypo and Clown, I believe.
Yeah, Ultra Male Hypo Clown, and isn't it Posset Pied too, or something like that?
That's actually a different one. I have a couple of different ones going, but that's what I'm thinking about doing. Is I'm not going to use that male. I'm going to end up taking the other male that I got, the Ultra Male that's het pied, 66% double het for Hypo Clown, and I'm going to go ahead and put that with that female. So that way, instead of having a head to head on the Ultra Male, I'll at least have a visual Ultra Male in there, and still has the Hypo pied Clown to throw into that mix.
I also got the special inchy lace locking to that clown that I got that came from a GHI clutch. The more that I look at it as it growing up, I think she's a GHI clown. I thought it was something else. I know it's not a normal, because it looks too good to be just a normal clown. So I think it's just a funky looking GHI clown. And so I got a special inchy lace clown going to her. They locked. My black pastel Huffman mahogany hypo girl has locked to the special inchy, or not special, but spot nose inchy orange ghost het clown. So, and she looks like she's about ready to go, but that's one of the females I'm getting rid of too. I'm just kind of getting rid of all the het females. If you're not double het or a visual female, then you gotta go. You know, so I mean, I have 2 Elite combo hypo girls that I'm getting rid of, breed ready. They're around 2,000 grams, and they're priced to sell too at $200. So I mean, an Elite combo hypo female for $200, regardless what it is, that's a good deal in my eyes. I mean, I know I'd be excited to see it if, you know, I was starting out or working hypo. The other one is a chocolate hidden gene Wuma pinstripe het hypo that's possible special. So she's pretty cool too. She's locked to a clown. So I mean, I don't know if she's gonna go or not. She's been looking like she's gonna go for the last year, but hasn't. So I'm just kind of frustrated with it. Like, move on. Oh,
I'll take whatever you don't want, Buster.
well, I need money for it to pay for what I got coming in. $200 for a breeder female, that's not bad.
Maybe I will start this GoFundMe for your snakes instead.
$400, there you go. And then I do got another hatchling combination that I'm selling, and I'm putting it together as a combination because I think they're both going to prove out, and I think it's going to prove it's going to make some cool shit. But I'm selling that spot nose lavender het clown posset pied girl, and I'm pairing her with the clown pied that's posset lavender, and I'm selling it as a pair. And right now it's like I'm starting it out at 600 and seeing if I get anyone snacks for 600. But there's a good chance you can make holy grails there. They're both 66% het, the opposite, so they're not 100% het. I can't say that they are, but like, you know, I'm pretty sure that clown's going to prove out to be het lav. So you got a double visual clown pied that's het lav already, you know, and then you got the visual lav. So I mean, I think it's just going to make some cool shit. And I just not working that project anymore. I got rid of all the breeder females to that project. So I'm not just going to hang on to those two and say, let's go. So, I mean, they're gone. I'm getting rid of them. $600. Good deal there too.
Do you have a Morph market page?
No, I didn't start one yet, but I probably am now. Just the you know, I mean, I'll start the free one just to test it out, see what happens.
Yeah, that's what I did. I did the free one and tested it out, but I didn't really have a lot of good luck on that. But I mean, simply though too, I didn't have nothing crazy on there. It was just like a banana, orange dream, yellow belly. So that was het pied.
Well, I think I'm going to start my Morph Market account and put that pair up there and see what happens. I mean,
Nice.
I think that's a hell of a deal. A female spot nose lavender het clown posset pied and a male clown pied. I think it's blade too. I think it's a blade clown pied, which in that project, blade is nice. Blade is a nice gene to have in that project. It adds pattern to the clown pied. It adds brightness to the lavender. So, I mean, I think it's a really nice gene to work in it. I want to see what happens when you get a blade spot nose clown pied or clown pied lab. I think spot nose is going to spot that up, and it's there already. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
I ain't got no time for that project.
Ain't got no time for that.
Well, I got 3 clown het hypo females and 2 double hets, and then I got a hypo het clown male. And like, so that project's is strong, and it's got all kind of codoms in it. So I need to make room for my holdbacks for it. And then, you know, Daytona like took my DG hypo game up a little bit, you know, a lot of it.
You still got them I got you?
Yeah. And then you bought me that special hypo het DG, and they're both taking off, starting to grow, like really packing into food. Like the Inchy one that I have, it's a little bigger than the special now, but that Inchy, like for the last two feedings, she took 2 rats. She just took her second rat today. She wants that second one, and she's not been paired up because she's only around 900 grams, but she's wanting to eat more until they get to that wall. So,
does anybody know how much a table down there costs? Like if we all
table at Daytona, probably like $500-600. I'm saying
that much. You think?
It's probably expensive, and I don't think you could get on the list. Like I think the list is like 80 people long that don't even get a table. So. I mean, you have to go on a waiting list or buy your way in down there or something.
I'm about to find out. Do you think that'd be something anybody would be interested in? Like sell some snakes or?
I would like to. I probably wouldn't even be able to do it till like next year though. I think it's going to be a little bit. You got You got any pairings going right now, James? Or
No, all my ball pythons are pretty much almost all gone.
was that from that incident the other day? Or
There was like 4 of them that didn't make it, but I have like 8 left that I'm getting rid of.
are you gonna switch into stuff like different genes or just kind of?
I mean, I was talking to Ken in the past about it. Try to do something with Ken because I'm not really into ball pythons anymore. I think it's cool, but I'm more into like the crazy stuff, like anacondas. I'm trying to breed anacondas because they're like $1,500, $2,000 a snake for the greens.
Damn, just for a basic green, huh?
Yep. And there's not too many people. There's like 3 people that only breed them near PA. And I think it'd be something cool to work with and see if I can get anything else out of them. I have a patternless yellow anaconda that's really cool. She's nasty. But, I mean, it'd be cool to, like, get some hybrids maybe of the greens and yellows. And
Yep.
if I can get a boa maybe in the future and try to pair. I don't know if you ever heard of the boa and anaconda switch.
Yeah.
Try something like that. I know there's a lot of people that aren't into like the hybrids, but I would do it just for, messing around and see what you get.
Yeah. I didn't even know. I thought we could have anacondas down here in California, but I was looking it up, and if you didn't have it since like 1980 something or 90 something, that was it.
Oh, that's crazy.
I know I was up my rat breeder's house, and he has a pretty good diverse collection, and I seen a scaleless corn snake that he has.
They're cool.
And I would love to get into that project. Like, I mean, because my favorite color is red. I like red. And the corn snakes, especially the scaleless ones, they're nice. They're bright red. Well, at least his line is. But I'd love to get into the scaleless corn snakes.
Yes, they're really nice. Then he has them gardener snakes.
Yeah, he has some nice gardeners too.
Mike said Cody Sowell had a pair of greens. He lives in Michigan. He sells PVC cages in Pennsylvania sometimes.
I think I know that dude.
Chris has like every type of gardener snake you want to have, like
even the blue ones.
Blue, red. He has orange ones. He has gray ones. Like, I don't know. He has like 20 different types of gardener snakes. Maybe that's exaggerating, but he at least has 10 different types.
Yeah, he has a whole bunch of different stuff.
That's crazy. I didn't even realize they had that many.
Oh, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of localities. And like, I looked at him and like, I guess I asked a dumb question because he said it. I was pretty dumb for thinking it. But I was like, why wouldn't you try to take like a blue one and put with this gray and orange one and see what you get? And he's like, no, you don't do that with gardener snakes. You keep your localities together. And to me, I want that funky shit. I want to try it, see what happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
I want the weird stuff.
Ken's got white lips that are working.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Ken, you want to mix gardener snakes? Me and you can mix localities.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's buy them and let's do it. What up, Elias?
What's up, Elias? How's it going?
Thanks for stopping in.
Hope all is well.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm down for that. Like, let's mix that shit up.
That's what Jurassic Jungle's all about. Like,
put it in a bowl, stir it up, and see what comes out. Like
the real Jurassic Park. We're gonna do this, all right?
Like, what happens if we put these two localities together and it makes a straight ass purple snake? You know what I mean? Like, you don't have purples in gardener snakes. If we can make a purple gardener snake,
that'd be pretty cool.
I mean, red and blue do make purple, so why not put a red in with a blue? See if you get a purple. I mean, like, that's where my thought goes with them. I mean, I don't know. But I got yelled at for wanting to mix the localities.
Didn't you get yelled at for something else too?
I get yelled at for everything, dude. What you talking about?
I It's all right. Wait till Sunday, February 2nd or whatever it is. I'm probably gonna get yelled at.
It's like I enjoy getting yelled at. I get yelled at so much.
Ken, you should come to the reptile show with me. I'm gonna have my big 5 foot long
When is it?
alligator. I think it's February 2nd. It's the first Sunday of February.
Yeah, I'm 2 days before.
I tell you what, I already know I can't go because I got something planned the first weekend of February already. I know I can't.
Ken always has something planned. Unless I come up.
Because you tell me like a week ahead of time.
No, usually the day before I say, "Hey Ken, you want to go here?" And he's like, "Fuck it, let's go."
Well, I think it's March 23rd. It's either March or February or March 23rd. But it's the Gettysburg show. I'm definitely going to it. So, I mean, you want to go to Gettysburg instead of you meeting me here, we'll just do one of these. And then,
Yeah, I'm hoping to get my car back on the road. It needs a new turbo.
I'll drive south. You drive east and we'll meet.
Do one of these? This or this? We're going to do this.
No, just this. We're not going to cross the streams. We're just going to meet and go. No crossing.
No sword fighting.
No sword fighting.
What's up, Sammy? Hope all is
What
well.
a city!
Coming. Oh, shoot.
2%.
Coming.
What do
He
you got
represents
going on, Sammy?
2%.
Ken, we're going to Texas this summer, Arizona, and we should drive all the way out his way to California.
I fucking hope you make a lot of extra money because you're going to have to foot my ass on these trips. Some of them, anyways.
Dude, I told you, I don't mind. If you can come with me and drive, I'll
drive you anywhere you want to drive. I mean, I'll go.
I will pay for the fuel. I got enough vacation time. We can go to Cali, Erie, Texas. Fudge it.
I do this pretty good.
We need to travel. He said just touching tips. He's going to be doing it.
No, we're not touching the tips.
I ain't touching nothing, damn it.
Yeah, I ain't touching nothing, especially when it's dealing with him.
Just the steering wheel this time.
Like, we would touch the tips, and then it would be like I'm penetrating. Like, that's the story that would get out.
Listen, my beater car, I'm putting a 40-gallon. Look, here, actually, it's right here, actually. See that right there?
Yeah.
I'm putting that in my trunk. It's a 40-gallon tank, and that's going to be the new diesel tank. We could get 1,800 miles on one tank with this thing, and we could travel.
Let's go.
What I'm saying, it'll be a hell of a lot cheaper. And then I'm going to put a rack system up on top.
Get a coffee maker in there. We won't even have to pull over because we'll fill some bottles.
And Sam said he's coming too. He said he's going to sit in the back seat.
He said he'll take the back seat.
Let's go.
And I'm going to put one of them like pop-up tent things that you put on the top?
Yeah.
But I'm going to get one of them for up top. So we won't even have to pay for a room anywhere. We could just, as long as we're not touching, not the butt, all right?
No. I'm even kind of hesitant about sleeping in the same room with you because you like to record me when I wake up in the morning.
Oh, God, that was a joke. Listen,
well, I don't think it's funny. I'm in my underwear sleeping. My skirt was probably hanging out.
It was one time, and you were funny because you were like,
2.
What?
It was 2 times. Not once. It was twice.
I got him so flustered that he almost burned the building down.
Burned a stucco building.
Ken, if I'm bringing my child, we got to be a little bit more behaved, man.
Hey, I could be behaved. I can do that. You, on the other hand, I'm just going to have to take your son and be like, come on, we're going to have to walk over here while your dad's being a dumbass.
Yeah, just don't mind your dad, okay? This is how your dad is. Now look this way, boy.
He's just teaching you how not to act. So just take this as a learning lesson. Don't be like that.
Don't be a hack.
Don't
Sammy
be
said
like
that you're cooking special hot dogs and hamburgers.
You funny.
Yes, absolutely. I remembered him 2 times in Daytona because I almost felt violated.
Darn, Ken.
Just don't record me while I'm sleeping or while I'm eating, and we'll be all right.
We will not have no such thing happen. But this year, I'm strapping my camera to your body because I got a full body suit for you to wear for me.
I'll wear it. I'll just have to turn it off when I go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's. Who is that, Layla?
I don't think nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, I'm good on that too.
Yeah, tell him. No, don't do that, Daddy.
She told you.
Time out.
Sammy said it was all good, a lot of fun.
Sure
I was
was.
on cloud 9 all weekend smoking that green tea.
You were smoking green tea. That green tea. Oh, man, that was so much fun. Somehow I ate some edible chocolate that was the wrong edible chocolate.
It was the funnest kind of edible chocolate.
Pretty strong, huh?
I never touched that stuff before, and let me tell you, holy moly. Ken, do you remember that?
Yeah, you went up and cupped some guy fast thinking it was me.
No, forget that part. I went up to some person that had chocolate, and I was like, that looks so good. I'm so hungry. And it was dark chocolate. It's my favorite. And they were like, come on, you can try out a little bit.
Bang, bang.
Good buzz. I ate the whole freaking chocolate bar, and I was gone.
Hey, that's mine. Don't leave my house.
You ate the whole bar?
Yeah, I did. You don't remember that?
You know you're only supposed to eat 1 square at a time.
I ate the whole darn bar.
No wonder why you was a little off the rocker.
Don't you remember?
Cloud 9 to cloud 10, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't know you ate the whole bar. I thought they gave you 1 square.
Yeah, because Stan was yelling at me. He's like, James, you better not take your clothes off right now. I'm like, what would I do to this thing? Are you being funny? Stop it. You're going to break it.
James,
I had my kick.
if I'm anywhere and I ever see you taking your clothes off, just a fair warning, I'm turning around and I'm walking away.
Listen, I'd have to be really, really messed up. And I was pretty messed up.
Maybe it's a good thing we're bringing your kids so you keep it under control.
Yeah. There'll be enough work.
Me and your kid will get up in the morning and start recording you waking up and see how you like it.
Oh my God.
I can't wait to see Kurt's reaction. Hey, Kurt, Pappy Kurt. You want to see Pappy Kurt?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be funny seeing Kirk with the kids. He'd be like, oh, man. Doesn't he have...
I bet you he's good with kids. Kurt's a fun-loving guy until you start yelling at him from the balcony.
Oh, that dude at Dick's Diner. Isn't that the place?
Yeah, it's something like that. I don't know exactly what it's called. It's not Dick's Diner, but that's down by you. I know what you're talking about, Dick's Diner. But it's like one of them restaurants where they like tell you like, come sit the fuck down and eat and shit. You know what I mean? They're not nice to you. They're like rude to you. Like, and yeah, they started coughing off the Kurtwood, and that old man came off his rocker a second. He was like,
dude, that was amazing.
Let me tie my shoes. I'm going back up them stairs.
Did he even know that diner was like that, or
no? He didn't. And like,
that would have been great.
Who was it? It was Justin and Ryan. Like turned around and was like, no, Kurt, he gets paid for that. No, that's what they do.
Yeah. And I was trying to get everybody to go there after I found out. I'm like, this is the perfect place to go. And everybody's like, no.
We had fun at Forrest Gump.
Yeah, you were a freaking idol there.
Why? Just because I watched a movie and remembered a lot about it?
You just knew every question and every answer. Like,
I was inspired by the movie.
Do they cuss at that diner?
At the one we were going to go to, but not the Bubba Shrimp Bait, whatever.
Not the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, no. But the other diner, yeah, they was cussing. They was swearing. We got to go there this year when we go back.
That'd be really fun.
That's a must.
I wonder if it's the same diner I seen. I can't remember the name of it now, but I seen one on YouTube, and they were like that, just rude and cussing, but it's in the name basically. Like
I'll
they're going to
find
be
out.
rude.
Hold on.
Amazing time in Daytona. Can't wait to do it this year.
Hell yeah.
Man, I was trying to make it down this year. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it, though. I'm shooting for next year.
I was telling Ken this summer before Daytona, if I get my place up north done, like around 4th of July weekend, we should do like a 4th of July party. Whoever wants to come, I don't care, fly on out, drive on out, and everybody get together and have a big old banger. Have a big
Bring your
bonfire.
tents.
Bring your tents. I mean, if somebody has kids and they bring kids and they want to stay in my place, I'll go out in a tent, Stop.
That would be awesome to get everybody together on 4th of July.
Man, Daytona Beach is bigger than I thought. Holy shit! Looking at it from overhead map.
Yeah, what's the matter? I know. Yeah.
Stan, what's that? Shit. What is that restaurant called that they're rude at? Like that's near the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. I don't know if you know it or not. Justin would remember it.
I'm thinking it's got to be the same one I was looking up. In fact, I forget that guy's name. Something Hall. He's a bodybuilder. He's like in the strongman competitions or something. He was there. Shot a video of it. Stan said he's not sure.
Here you go, kiddo.
Oh my god!
So you gonna get some boas, James?
Yeah, I'd like to. I honestly was never a fan of boas. I had some in the past. They seem so spicy.
Mm. Eddie Hall. Yeah, Stan.
Here you go. My kids were good for like 20 minutes, and now they're like off the wall.
No!
I mean, I do miss my oldest, like hanging out with her because she was a baby like that. But some days I'm like, hell yeah, she's out with her friends doing her thing. And I do hang out with her once in a blue moon. She's like, Dad, can we go to, like a Dave and Buster's or a Fun for All place and play laser tag or something? I'm like, heck yeah. But the only problem I have is usually if 5 girls show up, none of them have money. And I got to always pay. And I'm like,
Oh.
Yep.
Why don't these kids bring money with them? At least something. Like, I can't afford to pay for your meal to have fun, which I don't mind, but
It's expensive, though.
when you're a single dad and you already have kids and everything else going on, plus all the friends, I'm like, good Lord. I gotta give away one of my snakes just to afford the kids.
Right.
Yeah, it adds up, man. It's like you'd think the parents would sit there and give their kids some money.
Right. Do you have any kids?
No. I got 4 stepdaughters that I raised, but none of my own. And man, it was hell.
God bless you. 4
Yeah.
girls.
I got 3 girls.
Oh, Ken. Well, you got me too, Ken. I'm a stepchild.
Yeah, a boa was one of my first snakes I got when I was 10 years old. I had a red tail boa. And then when I was 12, I got a albino berm. But that boa, man, he was a little jerk. Like that guy, the first day I had him, so I got him on Christmas Eve when I was 10. And my mom, she went to bed, and my sister, and it was like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and I went to stick my hand in there to touch him. Well, he was like, his tail's like right here, and then his body kind of went across, so I went to touch his tail, and I'm looking at that. and boom, he just comes over and I like tagged me, and I was like, man, this snake just bit me. Like I didn't see him strike, but I know he bit me. And then I look, and sure enough, there's a little, couple of small amounts of blood, nothing crazy. But man, that guy was just always like, he was good a lot, but I don't know. He probably, I'd say in the 4 years that I had him, 4 or 5 years, that guy probably tagged me a good 4 or 5 times. He got me one time in the lip, got me in the hands, and like, I don't know. He was just really defensive quite often. So it was kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do want to get back into the boas though. I've been wanting to. And they got a lot of nice genes out there too.
Mm-hmm.
They got the jungle and
I lost track. There's so many different colorations now, and
there is
um
like snow and albino and there's a lot that I'm missing.
there's a tree boa too.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Honestly, I didn't know there was a tree boa. I thought there was only a tree python, but come to find out, there's a tree boa. It's a little bit different than a tree python, but they're both in the Amazon, hanging from a tree.
Yep. Yeah, when I was younger, a kid, I wanted to get a green tree python and a green tree boa, but I definitely, that's next on my list too. Like here in the next year or two, I definitely want to get a couple green tree pythons. Those things are pretty cool, man. They're wicked. And it's weird because like when I was a kid, you always heard like, oh, they bite, you can't handle them and stuff. And it's like, they are like, they still can, but it seems like they're a little more calm and tame. You see people handling them a little bit more.
Yeah, it's just like any animal. Once you get it, recognizes being handled so many times. Like my anacondas, even though they're pretty docile for anacondas, they still sometimes randomly give me a love bite, And their bite isn't like a regular bite. Like you don't know when they're gonna bite you, and then when they bite you, it's just like boom, real fast. If they don't latch on, they just kind of hit you, and then it's it. Then they keep withering around their business. It's crazy.
Yeah. Do they hit pretty hard?
Yeah.
I thought so.
I'm trying to get Ken to hold one of my bigger ones. He held the little baby.
What's the biggest one you got?
The biggest one I got? I think she's about 10 foot now.
Yeah.
She's probably about.
I held your berm.
Yeah, you held one of my big berms. Was that the one that I just rescued, or is that?
Yeah, that was the one you just saved, basically.
That's crazy. Like I brought all my snakes home that were lifeless, and out of all of them, that was the only one that came back to life. All the other snakes that were just like, they were just cold. They were barely moving. I got them back, but literally all these other snakes that were bigger were just lifeless. Like you pick them up and their head would just fall. And the only one that survived, I know, it's sad. It's like people are like, well, you can get one now. And I'm like, yeah, but you don't get it. Like I've had that snake for how long? Some of them snakes I've had for 5+ years. The one snake I've had for 12 years now. And she was like 15 foot, huge reticulated python, a puppy dog. Like I take her to different parties and different events, and 20 kids come over, and she doesn't show any sign of reaction to the kids, like she's gonna attack. Just lays there and takes it like like a lap dog.
Nice.
I'm like, yeah. I mean,
yeah, especially when you sit there, you spent that money on them. You've had them for years, and like you said, that snake's just puppy dog tame, man. It's just chill and everything. Like not every snake's that way. Like
I don't have a lot of snakes anymore like I used to. I'm probably down to 20 some snakes from 300, and that's not from this issue, but I've just been slowly getting rid of snakes over the past 3 years. And I mean, me and my ex split up 2 years ago. And a year prior, I was getting rid of snakes. So, I mean, I was breeding snakes and I was breeding fat-tailed geckos. I always thought fat tails were pretty cool. But, yeah, I mean, I can always get another snake, but it's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
All that time and money. Like not to brag, but I probably blew like 50 grand in my passion, feeding, caring, upgrading, getting rid of stuff. into just the snakes I have. Like I've spent tons of money, and
Right.
just for it all to go away like that, I don't really. I don't cry. I cried that day it happened, and people were
I would
telling
have too, dude.
They
Hell
were-
I'd
yeah.
cried too.
they were like, "Oh, you probably did it for insurance fraud." And I'm like, to get insurance money, and I'm like, dude, how can someone sit here and cry about everything? You know, that's my second children.
That's pretty messed up for somebody to even say that though. Like, oh,
Yeah.
you just did it for insurance money. Like, no, I didn't. Yeah, I'm gonna sit here and kill a snake, my animals that I love, just for the money. Okay.
Yeah,
So
not
I
only
texted Justin from Pressure Pythons. What was that restaurant called? That where Dick's to you and Kirk almost got the fight with the dude, and he said Dick's Last Resort.
Dick's Last Resort.
Yeah, so that's what the restaurant's called.
Nice.
So that's where we're going this year.
Yep, that's where we're going. First night we eat there, we're going there.
I'm gonna have to put some. I'm gonna take an antidepressant or something before we go in. I'm gonna be like, I'm not going to jail that night, buddy.
Like, here's your damn food. Slamming it on the table.
Like, excuse me.
Yeah, that's what they do. Here's your fucking food. Oh,
Yep.
you fucking hate it. You know what I mean? They're just dicks like that. But it's part of their persona.
Yeah. See, I don't mind that when you know that that's what they do. Like, I'll go to a place like that just for the hell of it because, like you said, that's what they do. That's their persona. But I'm not. I couldn't go to another restaurant and have somebody act like that. You're gonna get smacked. Crack that plate over their head.
Oh man.
Like what? One time we went to a Mexican restaurant and ate, and it's a really good one that we always go to. They've got really good food, and the owners are super nice. Well, I don't really drink anymore, but back then I did all the time. And I told the waitress, she has been there for years, the bartender, I was like, hey, whatever 2 beers that we ordered, I was like, let me get 2 buds. Well, she brought over like completely different beers than what we had ordered. And she set it down and I didn't notice it. Well, she walks off. And so I told the guy, I was like, because he was kind of close, I told the other bartender, I go, hey man, we ordered a couple Budweisers, but she had brought these over. And so he told her, and then like she sat there and she's all, or no, I had said something to her, I think, and I wasn't rude about it or nothing. And she's all, Cállate la boca. And I'm like, oh, you little puta, like I know what you just said. And so I was like, no, fuck this. I'm telling the owner, you're not going to sit here and talk to me like that and disrespect me. What's up, David? Hope all is well.
David, what's going on, dude?
But yeah, I would love to go check out that restaurant. That'd be pretty cool. Might have to have
We're definitely going to try it out this year.
You're going to have some green tea before going in there.
Oh, yeah. You got to do that to get that right amount of munchie on to go eat.
Mm-hmm.
So Ken, you gonna go tubing this summer off the boat?
Possibly. I mean,
Have this party.
if you're pulling people around on a speedboat, I'm done with them days. I'm not getting out there on that. I'll just be on the boat going, go ahead, you young fucks get that done. I ain't doing it.
Next one in line. Well, I got this.
I'm too old for that shit, dude. I did that enough when I was in the 20s. Like, I know you wear a life jacket and stuff, but my luck, that thing would fly off and I'd get a cramp and I'd be like, James!
Listen, I got this thing. It's like a pizza. It looks like a pizza, but I call it a couch. You can either kneel on it or you flip it around and you sit on it, and it has a backrest to it. So you really got to like whip yourself out of there. Like
I'll drive the boat. I could drive the boat pretty good. Right. I'll be the captain.
All right, so me and whoever else in the back.
Yep, I'll be the captain. I'll be the responsible one driving it.
Responsible, right? I feel like I'm gonna get hurt.
No, I wouldn't hurt you. Dude, like the first time I tried water skiing, like now I was like 21, 22. So I was athletic and I was cocky and it was like, I never tried it, but I'll do it. You know what I mean? So like the first time I wasn't ready for that amount of pull and the thing you grab onto came out my hand. And I'm like, all right, I got this now. And I stood right up out, he pulled me up the lake, pulled me down the lake, started hitting bumps. I jumped a couple bumps, you know what I mean? Was getting in the air, getting the hang of it. And then like he did like a loop and then he did another loop. And like when I was swinging around getting the speed, I ran into a wave and dude, it knocked me out of them skis. And I did like 4 somersaults, like fucking cartwheels on the top of the water. Like it was bad. I hit the water so hard. Still, after I did the cartwheels, it took my breath away. I was like, "Oh, I'm fucking it again." But he did it on purpose, just to knock me off, just because it was my boss and he's a dickhead at the time, and I'd like to punch that old dude in the face. But
that's not fun. I know how you feel. I let my stepdad run my boat, and I'm like, whoa, slow it down. They could hear me. They were jagging me, and all I heard is the motor go, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, he was cranking it up, and it was the first time I've ever skied in my life. And I was doing good. I was hitting them bumps. It was all choppy. I was still going. And then he made it to where the waves were big and ran me into one of them, you fucking dickhead.
Yeah, dude, I was holding on to this raft, and my nuts were hitting off the water. Like, it was just, like, I hurt just enough.
Yeah.
So he goes and turns the boat around, and I hit that wake. I come up off of that wake. I couldn't hold on no more because, you're going around a bend. I did a somersault in the air, cracked my nuts right off the water. I literally passed out. It hurt so bad. I was like, never again. If I go tubing, I want to go, I like going cruising, not maxed out. That shit hurts. That is scary. I was holding on for dear life. He's like, I can't believe you held on for so long. I said, hell yeah, I held on because I was scared to let go.
All right.
Oh, man. You feel like you're getting like 10 foot of air and you're getting like 2 foot. Crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, right?
That water hurts too, man. That shit's hard when you hit it.
It's like glass.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest thing on the water, I don't know if you ever go out in the lake, but I take a life jacket. Instead of wearing it normally, I flip it upside down, put my feet through it, and I bob in the water with a beer. like a big old diaper.
See about there being bob around in the water.
Nice.
Yep.
I want to get a drone and try to get it to attack you like a bird.
That's fine. That's fine.
Well, I'm surprised somebody hasn't done that. Somebody's going to do it or probably has somewhere, I'm sure. Use the drone and start attacking people out on the water.
That'd be fun.
Well,
Yeah,
I've
make
never
a
done
game out of
dive.
it.
Dude, that muskie in that lake are huge. They're like 24-inch with monster teeth.
Them muskie could get pretty big. 24-inch muskie ain't all that huge. I mean,
That's a baby.
we used to go down Brownsville River. I don't know if you know where Brownsville is, but it's south of Pittsburgh, more or less. And I mean, you could catch them down there all day, at least 36 inches. But you'd get onto one of them 5-foot ones every once in a while, and
5-foot muskie.
You wasn't bringing it in.
Damn.
Man, that's
Them
like
things were like, seriously, you got to have a still leader like on your line, and they still had teeth like that big, and they still snap that still leader sometimes.
Jeez.
But there's all them industries right there on the Brownsville River that's dumping their chemicals into the river, making them fish like, bigger than they're supposed to be.
They're sticking some type of like feed in there or what?
I did just chemical waste, from these factories and stuff that's not supposed to be in the river. And they found all kinds of pollutants and waste products like in the samples of the river. And that was 20 years ago when I was there, lived there, 25 years ago.
Dang,
So, I
Ken,
mean, it might have changed now, but.
Ken, I thought you were 40. How old are you?
I'm 47. I'll be 47 this year.
You're almost as old as my mom.
Hey.
My mom just turned 50.
What's she look like?
Look at him back there. Look sick.
I could be your stepdaddy.
I was gonna say Ken's over here trying to be stepdad.
Look at him. He's like, well, how you doing over there, honey?
Let me tell you what, boy.
I thought you already were my stepdaddy.
You better cool your jet.
Ken, you gonna let your hair grow down to your butt cheek? Like, god damn.
No, I'm getting it cut this spring and donating it.
Oh, Ken, I have to tell you that one instant when you had your hair and you kept flipping it from behind, he looked like a girl. Yep. From behind, and he looked like a chick. And I was calling him Kendra.
I had that happen one time. I moved back in with my dad, and my buddy came over for some green tea for my dad, but I hadn't seen him in a hot minute. And so I went to the door, and I'm looking out, and I see this person with long hair, this chick, like, turned around. I'm like, oh shit, who's this? I'm gonna check this out. And then I open the door, and my buddy turns around, and it's him, and I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch, dude. I thought you were a chick.
Oh, that's funny.
David said he used to surf back home, so I thought giving snowboarding a try. Second time trying, cracked my lower arm in 3 places, so never again. Damn. I've always wanted to go snowboarding. I never have, which is kind of weird because I used to skate back in the day.
Snowboarding is fun.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, I didn't go snowboarding today, but my kids wanted me to sled ride, and I said, I'm going to do one thing, and that's it. As long as I don't break my neck. I took the sled, and I was acting like it was a snowboard, and I just kind of.
Nice.
It was fun. They were like, I want to do that. They couldn't understand how to do it because they're too little, So I had one foot in the front and 1 foot in the back, to kind of hold the sled from me.
Yeah, I'd like to go skateboarding still. I got a couple skateboards, but man, at my age I can't do it. It's like I can't sit here and get hurt and not be able to work or make money and shit or take care of the snakes and all that. So, and it's hard because I do want to go out there and bust a couple tricks. Like every couple years or something, 2, 3, 4 years, I'll go out there and kind of bust a kick flip or hill flip. But anymore, I don't know, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Not anymore. I'm over it. I know I can't do it no more. I'm not. I'm done.
I do go skating every season and show my kids, like if they're riding their bicycles, I'll take the skateboard or the longboard. Longboard's fun, but I don't do no more tricks. I usually fall at least once or twice a season. And last season, I feel like I pulled every bone, or I pulled every joint and broke every bone when I fell the last time.
Yeah,
like I just felt like my whole body hurt.
What I don't miss about skateboarding is sitting there, like when you go and do a trick and your back foot gets off that board, but your other foot is still planted on that board, and that skateboard keeps going with your leg, and you do the splits. Yep, and it's like, oh, no way. And because like back in the day, I used to do martial arts and stuff, so like I was pretty flexible. Even then, that shit still hurt. But now anymore, I can't. Or like when that board comes straight up right there by your butt crack and hits like your tailbone and goes in there or under the taint. Oh man, those were so painful. I hated that.
Ken, does it hurt thinking about it?
Yep.
You have nothing to say about that?
I think as men, when we hear or see something that associates with the nuts being kicked or something like that, man, we just like hunch over, just it sends a pain through you, and you didn't even get kicked.
Yeah.
Oh,
These are
so
things
painful.
that I won't try no more. So I'm done. I'm done experimenting with anything like scooters, like anything like that.
Anything jackass material, you're done.
Yeah,
Dude, like if we would have had video cameras when we was teenagers,
we'd be in a lot of trouble.
we would have been the first jackass, because we did half of the stuff that they did, like before they was even out.
Dang,
Like
yeah.
we would sit down on skateboards. Like, I mean, we was probably 10, 11 years old, and there was this hill. It was a power line hill, and I mean, it was like 2 miles, and it came up, and it had this big turn, and it came around. We would go to the top of that thing, sit down on skateboards, and like put your feet up and go. Like, we'd be wrecking people. Like,
Did you ever have one of them skateboards with the off-road wheels?
nah.
Mm-mm.
Oh, dude, them things were wild. We had them.
I don't know what you're talking about. Off-road wheels on a skateboard? That don't sound like a good idea.
Like, it's like a little bit bigger than a skateboard, but not as long as a longboard. And they had like rubber off-road tires on them, and they were used for going in the woods, like skating downhill. I swear to God, look them up. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what we had. We had one, and it was freaking dangerous. Like,
Dude, we was riding down on them things on them little freaking
a little
Nash boards from Walmart. I mean, we had the cheapos.
flippers, the neck breakers.
The one kid even had one of them like small ones. It was only like a foot like long and maybe 6 inches wide. Like, he'd bounce his ass right in the middle of it, and that thing would fly. He was always the first one. No one could catch him. That thing was gone.
Damn.
Hold on. Dear life. Steer that thing around that corner, and you was good. But if you came off your board, like, it was definitely a piece of your ass was getting left there, because you was getting ass crash.
This is what they call down in the holler, y'all. Down in the holler.
Yeah, it was down in the holler, all right. Yeah. Down in old Smock, PA.
Yeah, I wanted to get a longboard like you were talking about and stuff, like just kind of cruise around. But I don't know. I got to still watch out though, because remember how some of those pebbles or rocks get stuck under that wheel?
Oh my God.
Your ass goes flying and your board just, it's like, nope.
The worst thing that ever happened to me is we was going down, and I didn't tighten my trucks up before we went, and I went to lean, and my fingers instantly hit the road, and then we was like fingers and knuckles. And he was going trucking, at least 20, 30 miles per hour at the time, and my fingers got chewed up a good bit. That's the worst that happened to me. I was always smart and stayed on my board and used my feet.
Damn.
Stupid.
No, it was a meat grinder for sure.
Shit, when we were kids, like, I was probably a couple doors down at my grandma's. There was three buddies of mine. Their mom and dad was like kind of churchy. Like, it was funny because their mom was like kind of Homer Simpson. She was real tall. And then their dad was kind of not like Homer, but he was like Ned Flanders, like looked just like him, the glasses and everything, haircut. But the one brother was like a couple years younger, and then his second brother was a few years younger, and then there was a third one a few years younger than that. But the middle child, we went to Fresno City College, and we'd go ride bikes or skateboard over there. And he was on rollerblades, and he had to pee, so he pulled his little thing out and started peeing, and he fell and landed right on there, man. I was like, oh man, I don't even want to know what happened or what, like, I don't think you could use that thing anymore, man. It's got to be road rash all over it.
Ball joint.
We even raced big wheels down it one day. The big wheels didn't last, like, I don't know, we only had them I mean, we all went out and bought big wheels, like, for little kids, because we didn't have like the cool ones they have nowadays. It was just the cheapy plastic ones. But we went out and all bought one just to race down this hill. And like,
What happened?
they only lasted for a month because we broke them. Like we demolished them.
What
I mean,
about
we
that?
ended up taking them down the ash dumps, and you'd fall into a rut, and they would just obliterate.
What about them plastic trikes? You remember the green machine, but the plastic ones that were all plastic?
Yeah, like the big wheel.
Oh, they were called big wheel. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They had the big wheel in front,
Yeah.
and 2 wheels in back.
Dude, I just got one, a green machine from the thrift store for like $5. I brought it home. Listen, my kids go to me, "Oh, when can we use that?" I'm like, "It's for me." So listen, my neighbors are cracking up because they use it, but I was like, "Watch this. I'm going to teach you how to use it the right way." So I'm flying down my hill with it, right? And I start drifting it, the back end's drifting. Well, the front wheel caught something and my leg got stuck into the pedal and it just went, whew. I tumbled over and rolled. Oh my God. They were like, "Is that what you're supposed to do, Dad?" I'm like, "No." Boy, I hurt for a whole week.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
The good way to keep it off them.
Yeah,
Be like,
right?
yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Then they wouldn't want to ride it.
Yeah, Brave. I missed quite a few classes
Machine that I had,
in high school.
the big wheel in the front.
We used to
Oh, don't get me started.
go to there was this place called Stoner Park, and so we would sit there and go ditch and have some green tea out there.
Green tea.
Done
So
that
my
plenty
senior year of
plenty
high
times.
school, was you done, Vance? Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh no, go for it.
My senior year of high school, like, I thought I was Mr. Know-It-all, Billy Badass, couldn't tell me nothing. So, like, because I got in that car wreck right before school, so I switched all my classes around and took everything I needed to graduate the first 9 weeks. So the first 9 weeks, I kind of probably missed like 5 or 6, maybe 10 days. It wasn't much, but I ended up missing like 102 days through the whole year because after that, I forged the papers for work study and said I was working for my dad's business. And I skipped every day. It was like I didn't even go to school. Like some days I would go to all lunches and the teachers would be like, "You can't have all 3 lunches. There's no possible way." I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm on work study. What do you want me to do? Walk out into the streets of Uniontown and get in trouble?" No, you did the right thing. Yeah, so leave me alone. Like I played that school so bad that my senior year it wasn't even funny. It was a slick move. And then my parents found out what I did at the end of the year, and they was just like, "Where do you come up with this shit at?"
Yeah.
Isn't that what you call rednecks? Redneck ingenuity?
I don't know. I outsmarted the school, the teachers, like my parents. I outsmarted them all. It was pretty funny. Even to get my diploma, I had a hold slip on it because in 10th grade, my one book, my swimming clothes, like leaked and got over this book, and they wanted me to pay for it. And I'm like, "Fuck that! I ain't paying $35 for your stupid book." You know what I mean? Like, I ain't doing it. So I had a hold slip from 10th grade on.
What's up, Mitzi?
What's up, Mitzi? My parents had to like basically call into the school to get my grades because, they wouldn't give me a report card because of this hold slip. So like it was like 2 days before graduation and I had to turn in this other book, but it was the same teacher as the book that got ruined. So I purposely did not turn it in. So I got a hold slip for it. When I got a hold slip for it, I turned the book in and she signed off on it. I took it home and on that hold slip, I put and algae 2 on it. So when senior night or graduation night, when we was at the school having the ceremony, I handed my homeroom teacher that slip. I said, here's the Algebra 3 book, and she put in Algebra 2 here on this one. So, I didn't have to carry around 2 hold slips. She goes, oh, yeah, that was a smart idea. Here you go.
Nice.
Got my diploma and didn't have to pay the $35 for that book.
Right?
It's my ass.
Man, I
I hope you
like,
hear that, Uniontown School District.
when I was in elementary, like I would try to do good in school. I had like all A's and a B, but then once I hit junior high, I just didn't give a shit anymore. So it was like my grades just they were horrible. And then like I remember so many times, man, I got good at forging my parents' signature and shit, because it was like, what was that? Your report cards, but then like the halfway point in between there, they would your progress report.
Progress report, yeah.
Progress and report card time, man. I was sitting there forging that shit because I knew I was going to be in a lot of trouble. So I got pretty good at forging. What was your guys' favorite class in school?
I loved history and science.
Yeah. Social studies. I mean, I liked the teachers. They made it fun. Like I knew, like the teachers in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. I knew them outside of school personally.
Santos?
So they made it fun. Social studies was my best subject.
I mean, do you still like history and stuff like that? Because I'm still like a nerd for like anything that has to do with science fiction, or like
Yeah, I watch fucking documentaries on it all the time. Sure do.
See, I didn't give a shit about history in school. The only thing that I really remember, there was a few things, but was the Bolsheviks. And that's only because of the name, how close it is to bullshit.
Right.
Laughing about it. But as I got older, like now I'm into it. I love history. And that's one thing I don't understand is why, when I was in school, why I didn't pay attention. I should have just paid attention to every class. But like history, it's like, man, how did I not like that? To learn about the war and all the, different wars and all the stuff that was going on back, then and everything. It's like, now I enjoy it.
It's wrong anyways. The curriculum that was written to teach kids in school isn't the truth. So you wasn't learning the lie. So you helped yourself.
Well, there's, know how they said about the Bible and all that isn't real? Like they're dating back. Like the first.
Let's not go on to no religious talk on here. We don't judge anyone by their creed or religion or race.
No, I'm just saying, like, even like first settlers, like they're saying, like the first people to come to the United States and whatnot, it dates back further than what we already talked about.
Yeah, they're finding things that say that Columbus definitely wasn't the first person to discover America.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
So I know what you're saying. I've watched documentaries on that shit.
I mean, science is just showing different, there's change that we can go back further than what we already have,
They're finding evidence that the Incas and the Mayas didn't disappear. They migrated north. They're basically saying the Incas and the Mayas, were the first Indians.
Yeah.
And what's weird, if you look into that, like I have a 6th vertebrae. I have an extra lumbar vertebrae. And if you look into it, there's only one small tribe that they find this vertebrae in, and the like, their skeletons and stuff, like the history. There's only one small tribe, and they're saying it's like a Mayan tribe that this come up in. So like I don't have Mayan, like no one knows really special. But I have Indian in my ancestry. So like just that alone, saying that I think they said that 10% of the population has that 6th vertebrae, and it's tied to this Mayan like group that existed thousands of years ago. And that states that they probably migrated north. That alone, if that was a trait that only they carried, That's a little too deep.
So me and Mitzi's on the same page. We were really good in elementary, and then after that, we didn't give a crap.
See, I sucked in like, I'd say kindergarten to 8th grade. Like I was barely passing. Like they even held me back in 2nd grade. But then when I hit 9th grade and started playing sports, I started taking school serious because I wanted to play sports. I had a reason to do good. And then, like, you know, my GPA all through high school was over a 3.0.
Damn.
I mean, I finished like, I think 46 out of 425 of my class. And like a 3.15 GPA. My parents thought I was failing. That's why I didn't get a report card on them. Boy, they was wrong.
Yeah, the only thing one of my favorites was like a wood shop or a metal shop. But
well, yeah, that's
like,
an elective.
Yeah,
of course, you know, you like them. I like gym class because I get to light people up with dodgeballs all day.
Mm-hmm. The only class, like for classes that you actually had to take that weren't electives, the only thing that I really passed was PE. Like that was fun, but everything else I didn't care about. And actually, I was pretty good in math, so I'm surprised I didn't like try in math when I was in junior high and high school. But
did you have a
test to whip them dodgeballs? Like it was like a hard thing to catch one of my dodgeballs because them things were humming at you.
You know, that's what we should do down Daytona is find an inside gym and play a tournament of dodgeball one day.
That would be fun. That would be dope.
See, my shoulder's screwed up, so I wouldn't be throwing.
Oh, come on.
No. I'll still play. I'll sit back in the wall and I'll catch everything that comes near me.
Hey, don't do that. Did you guys have a tech school growing up? Like, I went to a separate school for like 3 hours.
Brave.
Votech, yeah.
Yeah, Votech school.
Yep.
What? You want to say hi?
My mama.
Your mama?
Hi.
Her mama, but her mama ain't on here.
What's her name, James?
Layla.
Hi, Layla. Hi. How are you? This is the Layla show.
The Layla show.
Yep.
Is this your show?
Yep.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to my show. Welcome to my show.
Welcome to my show.
I don't know if this is good or not. Like, she might jump on me or take out the computer.
Right.
Jump on him. Get him. Jump on him.
Gonna pull out the flying elbow.
Yeah,
Dad
right?
said give him an elbow.
You gonna? What are you gonna do?
Oh my God.
Do it. Just do it.
That, Mitzi. You live in California?
Yay.
Oh,
Yay.
she did get me.
Did it. Yay.
Oh man, they're gonna.
How long did you live in California for?
I always wanted to visit California.
We're going this year, Ken.
I always wanted to.
On fire, it doesn't look.
It's nice.
So that's where you're from?
Yeah. I was born and raised in Fresno, California, and then for the past like 21, 22 years, I'm still in California. I live like 40 minutes though away from Fresno, so like probably about 3 hours from LA.
Are you near that Jay's prehistoric place, Jay Brewer? Or are you?
He's a few hours from me. I can't remember. I want to say he's in San Diego, but I could be wrong. Is it San Diego or LA or something?
I've never been there, so I don't really know.
Have you guys seen that show he's got?
Yeah, on Roku.
Yeah.
I'll check to see where he's from.
I hear a lot of people are against him, but I mean,
Yeah.
I've met him in person, not from that area, from another show, and I mean, he seems like a really nice guy. It's not nice.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. Like, there's a lot of hate on Jay, and kind of like with Brian Barczyk, there was so much hate too, and I don't get it. Like, the only thing I could really think of is it's a lot of the hate is coming from people that are not like us, that are breeders, that either have one or two animals or they don't have snakes at all or any reptiles. that want to sit there and say, oh, well, what you're doing to those animals is wrong. Their cages, their enclosures are too small, or you shouldn't be doing this or that, or maybe you're a little rough with the snake or whatnot. And it's like,
I get the
dude,
same.
yeah, like there's nothing that they're doing wrong. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm an expert, but man, I've had reptile snakes for 33 years now. You can't sit here and tell me, like, I had a guy argue with me the other day. This stupid ass was trying to tell me that if you keep a snake in a small enclosure that it won't grow anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, dude, if you feed it, it's going to grow. And
Actually, he's south of Los Angeles and Fountain Valley near Anaheim.
It is LA, huh?
Well, it's closer to Anaheim than LA. It's just south of Anaheim. Yeah, Anaheim's the biggest city close to it. Laguna Beach, Long Beach, like west of Long Beach, south of Anaheim.
You like that?
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, so Jay's like he's like maybe 2.5, 3 hours away or so.
Yeah, because sorry.
I'll go for it, James.
I'd like to, if Ken's down for it, come out and see you maybe one day and take a trip up to Jay's place.
Hell yeah, that'd be tight.
Yeah, I mean, if I could get the time to go, I'd go. Fuck it, let's go. Let's do it. I'll drive.
I told you, once I get the car rolling.
We roll. Rolling out to see Vance. We'll be there in 3 days.
On your head?
Yep. That'd be cool. We'll go visit Jay, shoot some video over there. Check out all the cool reptiles.
Pull out one of his big retics.
Yeah. Go in the cage with like 10 of them.
I'd like to see Ken in there with all the big anacondas.
No.
Come on, Ken.
Ken's like, no way.
No.
I've been trying to get Ken to at least come over and experience the cobras.
No.
He's like, heck no. Come on, Ken, just one time.
Yeah, just one time is all it takes for your ass to get bit. No.
Yes, it's true, but I will not let you get bit. Now,
And how do you know that cobra says I'm not going to bite him?
the cobra doesn't say it's going to bite you. It just bites you.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't know if that thing's going to bite me or not. So, no, I'm good.
It
only takes 35 hours to get to Pittsburgh to LA driving.
Holy heck. We're going to be in for it.
Pittsburgh to LA is how many hours?
35 hours drive time.
Get the coffee ready.
That's a day and a half. Non-stop.
Wow.
Yeah, it took us a couple days when we went from California to Missouri, and that took like 2 days. But that was like taking breaks though too, like sleeping for quite a few hours, and like there was no way, man, I could sit there and drive straight like that. It was like,
I mean, I can drive for about 15 hours straight before I need a break. So,
all right. Well, we'll do a 15 on 15.
you can't do 15. I'll do 15. You'll do about 5, and you're like, can't drive no more, man. I'm done. I ate too many gummies.
Oh, she goes to me, that's my gummy bears Daddy ate.
Yeah, I think it might have been a different gummy bear.
Yeah.
Fries and Freddie, what's up? Thanks for coming in.
Yo. Wanna go sleep? Take a nap, baby. Oh,
I'm gonna come back to that. What's up, Fries? Hope
Good
all's
day.
well.
Okay.
Oh, an Australian mate.
Fred, what's going on? How you doing?
Freddie.
Might.
So, did you have to take some training in that, James, before you started handling the cobras and stuff?
So I never actually took training, but I ended up doing a quick seminar with one of my friends because beforehand I had no clue what I was doing, but I wanted to learn. And I kind of just I really never had like actual hands-on training with somebody that knew what they were doing. I just kind of winged it, you know. But I've been dealing with venomous snakes for probably 20 years, ever since I was a little kid.
Oh, wow. So I know a lot of times, I mean, if you're just doing it yourself, you don't, I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't have training or whatnot, but you
Yeah.
can just do
Well,
whatever. But
my
if you
big
go into a facility, that's where they want like what, 1,000 hours or something.
if
If I handle any venomous, I will have gloves on, a hook, and I will have training. So before I handle any cobra, I want some training.
you handled this cobra. No, but I mean, a lot of people ask me.
That's how rumors get started, James.
But no, seriously, like people will be like, well, I want to get a venomous snake. And I'm like, if you're going to get a venomous snake, I think you should go through a class somewhere where you get training. I do not think that you should go and buy a $60 Western Diamondback and try to hold it yourself, because you will get bit.
And it's so messed up that them things are so cheap.
I don't.
People could just buy it, no problem.
Yeah, you could.
There's
$200, you got a breeding project.
Yeah.
You got either someone's collection that's been worked with a lot. So you don't have much to worry about. You still got to be on your feet. Sometimes you get too in the game and you get too comfortable. I'm not gonna lie. Like where I free-handed cobras and I feel like I'm holding a ball python, for Christ's sakes. But you got to remember that animal can strike at any given time, no matter how docile that snake is, no matter how much handling it's had. If that animal's either hungry or if it gets spooked, you're going to get bit.
Yep. Sure are.
One of the snakes that I do handle is actually, it doesn't have any venom. It doesn't produce venom. It was on Indiana Jones movie.
Huh.
So I guess he's famous.
Damn.
Hey, I got to get off here and finish dinner up and stuff. They're wanting to eat. So.
All right, Ken, thanks for popping on, brother. I appreciate it. Enjoy your food.
See you guys. Always a pleasure hanging out with you.
Yeah, definitely. Have a good one.
You got me, buddy.
All right, Pops.
Pop.
Yeah, you like
I think Tommy just jumped in here. Oh, maybe not. I seen somebody said Tommy. Yeah, like you said though, it's definitely you got to keep your guard up with those snakes, man. I mean, even with a ball python or boa, it's like, yeah, I mean, look at those. They're not venomous, but those things could be tame and at any time bite you. But then when you're messing with those venomous snakes, a cobra, a rattlesnake, it's a whole different ball game. It kind of reminds me. It reminds me like of there's this guy when I was at the bar one time drinking. He was a lineman. Him and a couple other guys came in to drink, and I was talking to him, and he was telling me what he did and everything. And he's like, "Yeah, my supervisor said the day that you're kind of careless anymore, that you're not afraid, is when you should get out of that job." So it's kind of basically the same thing. You got to keep your guard up and always know. Like I was talking to I met a guy about a week or two ago, and he was telling me, he's like, yeah, if you need anything like alligators, crocodiles, like venomous snakes, whatever, I could get it, monkeys. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool, but no, I'm not going to do that. I mean, in fact, I had a guy, where was it? I think it was one of the jobs I was thinking is when I went to school for welding, but it was actually a job I worked at. This guy, this one kid, he's like, yeah, he's like, you want me to get you a rattlesnake? I go out fishing and stuff and see him all the time. I was like, nah, man, I'm good. If I want one, I'll get it myself. Like, you're already putting yourself in danger. If I was to get a rattlesnake or something, I would definitely have it in a cage, like just like my berm, where it's got a lock on it. And even then, man, I don't know, because I wouldn't handle it, to be honest with you. Like it's too risky, and I'm not going to sit there and risk that. But at least if I was going to do something, get the rattlesnake that's native here, where if you do get bit, at least you could go to the hospital and they have that anti-venom instead of,
Yep.
like, I would love to have a cobra. Man, those things are so neat. I've always been intrigued as a kid, but that's something that I don't want to sit there and mess with. If I get bit,
Absolutely.
like what I'd have to do if I was going to have one, as much as I would love to handle it, I'd probably be throwing a rat in there. And once that snake's eating that rat, that's when I'm going to get in there and hurry up and clean out its enclosure real quick.
Yeah.
Maybe, or like if you got to do like a full thorough cleaning, once a month, feed it once it's eating, then take and like get some hooks or whatever, tongs, and put that snake in a tub, get it all cleaned out. And then, I don't know, maybe throw another rat in there and let that sucker eat that one and
Could
throw
you
it back
imagine?
in.
I have no venomous at this location where my snakes are. My buddy
Mm.
has all my venomous. And I couldn't imagine somebody, when they went in there and took out the snakes that they did take out, what if I had venomous down there and they would have got bit? Like with my
Yeah.
insurance, would they have paid somebody that broke in and got killed at my place? I mean, that's something I've been looking into right now. Like, I don't have any venomous at my place, but I want to get, once my kids are older, I want to get back into the venomous.
Mhm.
Not too many. There's just a couple different snakes I want to keep my own, that just really, like an all black forest cobra and a all white monocle and
Yeah.
a spitting cobra. There's only a couple different ones I want, but I mean, what if somebody breaks in and gets bit and dies on my property?
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Now, is it my fault and I'm getting sued or in trouble for it? Like, because
Yeah.
this idiot broke in and stuck his stupid hand in the snake cage and got bit. That would have been cool, though, if you did have a cobra at the house and whoever broke in there got some spit venom right to the face. Like, yeah, now you're blind, you dumbass.
You see, cobras are so easy to work with because they just do this. They don't they can't turn different ways. They just kind of come down.
Mhm.
So, I mean, they can turn around and hit you, but it's not like any other snake where it can strike from the side.
Right.
I mean, when you work with them for so long, they're kind of rewarding, but you got, like I said, you still got to be on your toes. I just like holding them because I think they're fantastic looking, amazing, smart creatures. That just something about them when they hood up,
Yeah. It's pretty wicked. It's crazy when they do that. I like that. Like there's probably the four snakes I would probably want to get would be, like you said, a black forest cobra. I'd probably get like an albino cobra, a spitting cobra, and then like I would like to have like one of those like blue gaboon vipers. Like that would be pretty cool. Yeah,
rhino ones, they're real cool.
those are sick. Like that's probably the four that I would like to have. But I don't know, if I was to have it though, I would want something like a building from the house. I wouldn't want it technically in the house. Even though I would have a locked enclosure, I would just probably feel more comfortable, like you said, with the kids and all that stuff too. I mean,
yep. Oh,
what do you got going on today, James?
just the kiddos, hanging out with the kiddos, and then I'm just waiting for that new security system to come in so I can put it in at the snake house. I never even thought of a name to call the place yet, because I just it was a rental house, and now it's becoming like a mini zoo, I guess you could say. It's not going to be an actual zoo, but I can't call it a zoo. Then it'll go by like code violation, So
Right.
basically, it's a storage house for reptiles and all my other animals. I'm starting to take all my big fish tanks down. I want to make like custom fish tanks that have like more natural looking instead of just a fish tank with gravel in it.
Mm-hmm.
And like have some plants inside of it, plants coming out of it, natural rock, and probably do like a native, like if it's from South America, from a specific location, whatever country or origin it's from.
Right.
With colorful fish and different types of fish, do something like that. And I want to do more natural enclosures for some of the other snakes. like my king snakes. I have some bull snakes. I have a few corn snakes, and just more like a bioactive enclosure. Yeah, forest cobras are pretty intense. Some of them.
Yeah, that's like I've got a couple of saltwater tanks. In fact, one in well, it's not even in service anymore. I just got one left. All the fish had all died in that one, and then I got a 30. Oh, it's a 29 gallon, basically a 30-gallon salt tank. I have a 20-gallon. The 20 is the one that's already down, but I got a 110-gallon out in the garage that I wanted to set up, but it's just so expensive. And then I don't like, I'm renting this house, so I want to wait till I buy one. But that 110-gallon, like even that, it's going to cost me like like $1,600 just in lights to actual, it's so expensive for those salt tanks. But that's the thing too. Like I want to get that 110 going, but I would like to have at least like a 300 or like even an 800-gallon salt tank. But just the work that goes into all that stuff is just so much. And then the salt, man, it's just constantly like you got to keep up on it, keep it cleaned, or it'll just build up. But that's what I want to do is sit there and have everything just real, like all the corals and like on when I did the 30-gallon, I have sand at the bottom, but then when I did the 20-gallon, I didn't put no sand. It's just the glass.
Yeah.
But I want just corals and stuff. And my setup was nice. I probably spent like $1,500 in corals and lost them all just because the lighting wasn't like, I went to Petco and they're like, oh, you need this light for the coral. But it's I don't want to say it's cheap, but it's cheap compared to what the lights actually run. And like I spent about $200 on one light. And then it's not enough light, to keep everything going and all that. And so, man, I lost so many corals. I was pissed. Like my tank, it was beautiful. In fact, I have some on my Instagram from like a few years ago when I first set them up. And man, it was so amazing. But yeah, it's so expensive. It's really like, I don't want to say it's really hard to do salt. Like, you got to have some learning because certain corals can't be around others or they'll end up killing them. Like the anemones, those things, they're crazy, man. They'll like the anemones for the clownfish.
Yeah,
they'll sit there and just like they'll walk around until they find that right spot in that tank that they want to be at, and then they'll attach right there. But that's the thing is that that anemone will sit there and walk around, and it'll just run right over other corals and just sting them. So it's basically kind of like a gang war. You have these corals just fighting each other, and it's crazy. I got 2 small planted tanks now. Nice. Is it freshwater or salt?
I got a lot of tropical plants too.
Sweet.
So now I want to like incorporate them all around the building, like in different corners and next to fish tanks. So like when you walk in this place, even though it's not a real like zoo, it'll be somewhere like where my friends, people can come over and chill and check out all my stuff. And it'll be like a legit Jurassic jungle. Like I didn't plan on doing that, but I was like, you know what? Maybe this could be my like Jurassic jungle place for right now until I buy my future. I want to have like 40 acres or something with a building on it and have a detached garage with all my reptiles in there and, just self-sustaining with like solar panels and backup generators, just the whole nine so that like I have no problems. If something happens in the winter, I got, backup generators, solar panels.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same thing I want to do because I live in the city and have my whole life. I have family that's like got country homes and shit and been out there a lot, but always been a city boy. but that's what I want to do. Like if I could get 40 acres or something, that would be awesome. But if I could even get at least like 3, 4, 5 acres,
Yeah.
I'll be pretty happy with that, to where like I could have a building off somewhere out on the property where the snakes and the rats and all that stuff's out there, and you could kind of just go out there and do your own thing with it, man. That'd be pretty cool.
Like I want to have my own like mini building, like a shed, even a shed for just fish tanks. When I retire, I can have a room where I can just go in, hang out with the fish, just kind of decompress from life, hang out with. I don't need a lot of snakes. I'll probably have somewhat what I have now, but just certain types of snakes that I want to, something I can go in and hang out with and be able to, afford, instead of having millions of snakes running around. And I probably won't really care to breed anything by then, because I'm kind of more focusing on coming out to meet people like you, like travel, meet new friends, see their collection, and if they're willing to let me record and put on my YouTube channel what they got, or at least just even come out and meet somebody, and if they don't want me showing off their collection, at least hey, look who I met, and this is where they're located, da 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 da, and just have a good time.
Hell yeah, definitely. That would be awesome. That's one thing I'd like to do too, is just go around, like you said, just travel around the world, or at least the US, and see different people's stuff, what they got going, visit with them. And like you said, put it up on YouTube and see what everybody's got, their collections and stuff. That'd be awesome, man. Like have a big old barbecue and smoke some brisket too while we're at it.
Yeah, I told Ken, I'm like, this summer, if anybody's down, we should plan on an event. Like, he's probably 4 hours from my place up north, but I was like, there's a lake, if we find out whatever the closest area to meet is and get everybody up there, we can have a big old 4th of July party. If it's before 4th of July or 4th or after, I don't really care, but just have a 4th of July party with everybody that we talked to and have hung out before. And if you haven't met, we can all meet up and have a big old banger.
Hell yeah. That would be cool. I was hoping to go down and meet you guys. Well, I was hoping last year, but I was like, there's a chance, but it's probably not going to happen. And then so once you guys met up in Florida, I was like, man, I'm going this next year. So I was like, this year I'm going to make it, but I just, unfortunately, I don't see that happening again. So next year I'm like, that's my goal, man. I'm trying to right now I'm trying to just basically finish off a few more snakes that I want to get into my collection, to kind of I have some stuff that's going to be pretty wild that'll be super nice, but I'm trying to set that next level though, and get really separate a little more and have some really crazy bangers going. But basically investing into a couple more snakes. I got to upgrade it. I got to get some more racking and upgrade a little bit, and trying to get a few things caught up this year. And then so that way I'm hoping next year, I should be able to go down there and shit. But I like that because the plane tickets, it's not too expensive. It was about $400-$500 for a round trip to go down to Florida from California. So it's not too crazy. It's pretty realistic. You still there, James? Yeah, he froze up. Nice, David. That's awesome. 125-gallon fresh water in the middle of the dining living room. Yeah, some people just can't do it themselves. That's one thing I was actually wanting to do. I was going to wanted to breed. I got some clowns. I had some really nice ones. So out of the one tank that I have, I've got, what are they called? Gladiators. I got some gladiator clowns, and those things are really beautiful fish. And I had some Wyoming white clowns. I had, I'm trying to think if I had another batch, but then I had a pair of mochas, and those things are real pretty. Unfortunately, the one mocha died like, I don't know, within the first day or two that I had it. And then so I had the one mocha remaining. That one ended up dying. I had it for a couple of years. It died about a year ago. And so that left me with just the pair of gladiators, clowns, and then a pair of the Wyoming whites. But then one of the Wyoming whites died. So I just got the or not the mochas. I got the pair of the gladiators, and then I got the one Wyoming white left. But I definitely wanted to do some breeding with the clowns and some other fish too. And then like I wanted to make some corals do they call it fragging. So it's basically like if you have a plant and you want to make a baby out of it, basically you take a clone where you cut part of that limb off and you could get it going. Well, it's kind of the same thing with the corals. They call them frags. And where you just take and like you'll cut part of that frag of that part of that coral and make a frag. And like there's different things you can use. There's some are like little wood pieces that are like, I don't know, maybe an inch or two wide by an inch or two. And I think they have a couple different sizes, but they either have like the flat wood or they have, it's almost like, I guess maybe like a glass or something. And it's kind of like, it's almost like glass, but that has been broken up into a bunch of pieces. And what they do is they take and you take the super glue. That's all you got to use is super glue. And you'll put the super glue down onto the wood piece or whatever. I forget what they call them. I guess maybe a fragging piece. And then you just glue that coral on there and put it in the water, and it ends up growing and getting bigger. So it's pretty cool. It's neat.
I lost you.
Yeah. I was like, I think he froze up. I'm not sure.
I was like, what the heck's going on? And I just noticed like I was hotspotting my phone because I don't have my internet here anymore because I moved all my internet things to my rental.
Oh, okay.
So now I'm just, I'm like, what the heck's going on? And my son's like, the internet's not working. I'm like, oh, my phone died. Because I'm on my computer and I'm like, yep, the phone died.
Yeah, Brave, those forest fires, man, they're getting pretty bad. Sucks too, man. A lot of people in LA lost their homes, and a lot of classic cars too that got messed up, and obviously people's houses and all the stuff that they worked hard for in their life to build up. I think we need a different governor or mayor or governor. Gavin Newsom's a piece of shit.
How far are you from that, where all the forest fires were?
I'm actually quite a ways. I'm probably, those are in LA, so I'm like a good 3.5 hours. So it's not too close to where it's could come over this way, but
crazy.
And luckily I don't have to deal with the smoke and all that shit neither. But like, it's crazy, man, how much how much that smoke could travel. Like I'm probably where I'm at. I'm about 30, maybe 40, 45 minutes from the mountains. Mm-hmm. Like there's Three Rivers, it's real beautiful up there in Three Rivers and stuff. But they had some fires going out that way. And like I said, it's a good 30, 45 minute drive. And man, that smoke would come over this way. So if you're within like a 30, 45 minute vicinity, that shit could definitely travel. But yeah, luckily that one's pretty far. What makes it dangerous too is, man, I used to work on this garbage truck for this company, and I would go with the driver. He had messed his arm up at the time, so we did all the businesses like McDonald's and Taco Bell and all that, and schools and everything. And so he couldn't move those big dumpsters anymore. Like he jacked his arm up. And I was sitting there talking with him one day, and because there was a fire going on right here, kind of close by us, probably about, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes away. And he said that was one of the things is they will sit there and the ambers and all that kind of travel, and it'll land inside the dump or the dump truck. And then that's when that dump truck catches fire. Yeah, David, it is a beast, that's for sure. Yeah, it's a lot of work. And then you have to be careful too, because some of those frags actually you could get sick from it, or in a rare case you can die. That always kind of freaked me out when they told me that with the frags, the corals and everything. When you put them in, like it can kind of I forget, it's something I think it when they sting you or something, it kind of gets your heart rate going and different stuff. Damn, Mitzi said she's got 7 fish tanks. That's a lot of work.
I only have 2. 2 for right now.
Vinny, what's up, man? How's it going? Hope all is well. In fact, I got to get a hold of you. I think you said you got your that new laser printer in. I'm gonna have to get one of those cutting boards done from you. In fact, I need to get a couple done. I got a couple designs, a couple logos I'll have done. And he's got some cool cutting boards. I'm sure you've seen some of those ones he had done.
Mm-hmm.
There was somebody else too. I forget who it was that did that, but they did like the with the laser or something, or the wood burner.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. And I mean, nothing but respect to him, but I just think it's too hard to sit there and have to do that by hand when that printer could just sit there and do all that shit quick and makes it look really nice. Hey, I'm gonna have to be getting a hold of you here pretty soon then. I definitely need to get some of those cutting boards.
Well, my little one finally passed out.
You're like, yeah, a little break.
I didn't know if I was going to have them yet or not. They just they weren't feeling good the past couple of days. So she's like, I'll just keep them until they feel a little better.
They got that flu that's going around too.
Yeah, they had like some kind of COVID bug, and then they had pneumonia, and now they got a flu.
Damn. Poor kids got hit with everything, man. Got a triple whammy in there.
It's like always, every week, it's like something new. You know, the kids are coughing and sneezing. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's crazy too, because I got sick. So probably a couple weeks, I don't know, maybe a week or so before January 1st, I was feeling kind of under the weather a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just kind of lingering around. I was like, man, I feel like I'm sick, but you know, it's not quite breaking out all the way. And so on, excuse me, on January 1st, I ended up getting the flu or the fever. And man, it was just like my head was killing me. And I had 100 and like, was it 102? I think it went up to. I had 102 temperature. Ended up getting that broke. So later that night, so I got rid of the fever, but then it was like, I'm sick, and that shit's just been lingering around since the 1st. And even like I said, I was sick a little bit before that, feeling under the weather. But yeah, since the 1st, man, and here we are, the 25th. So for the past 25 days, man, it's just been just like horrible. And then I talked to like everybody I talked to, they said that flu's just lingering around. It's not going away. My cousin, she got sick, and it lingered with her. And then like a couple days after she got rid of it or was feeling a lot better, her kid got sick, and then he eventually started feeling better and then got sick again. Damn, 180 gallon. That's a big tank.
I'm kind of jealous.
I know, I am too. Like I said, I would love to have a 300 gallon or 1,000 gallon, but honestly, 180 gallons is a lot. That's a big tank.
I do well, I don't have it set up, but it's ready to go to the rental. It's a 220, a 180, and I think a 150 gallon. I have a lot of big tanks. I just don't have them set up. I was, like anytime somebody's like, hey, I got a fish tank, you want to come get them? And I'm like, heck yeah. Like the 125 gallon tanks. They're kind of big, but they're not as big as my other tanks. So I'm like, I started collecting them.
Yeah. That's how I got mine. So the fish store that I was going to, where I got all my fish and corals from, some lady had went in with her kid and had a stroller. Well, she clipped it was a client's tank that they had there. I don't know if for some reason the person moved or they were whatever, kind of getting something going, but the client's tank was there. Well, the lady goes and hits with the stroller, hits the corner of the aquarium, breaks a little, like, I don't know, maybe a quarter, well, probably about a half-inch piece of glass. And so at that point, the customer's pissed, you know what I mean? They don't want it. So now that guy, the owner of the fish store, he's responsible, has to buy him a whole new one. And he's like, hey, I got this 110 gallon for $50. If you want it, you could use it for your snakes, because they knew, I got the snakes. I was like, oh yeah, that would work perfect for my snake. And I'm like, man, that little piece of glass that came out, I don't think that's going to affect the tank at all. So I'm like, yeah, I'm using it for my snakes. I'm like, shit, I might have me a 110 gallon saltwater tank set up here soon. Until I figured out that it was going to cost me about $1,600 for the lighting. I'm like, nah, I'll wait for a bit. And that's not even an expensive light neither. That's kind of a, I guess, mediocre one. Like, it does good, it does the job. You're not going to lose anything, but it's not crazy expensive. So. So you got the kids for the whole weekend, huh?
Yep.
Nice. You get them every weekend, or?
Like, I can have them every day that I want. I usually do get them every weekend.
Nice.
My phone's getting blown up right now by my other child. Can you hear that dinging?
Yeah.
Oh my God, is that annoying?
Yeah, I was wondering if Nikki was going to be going. I don't think she's doing their podcast today, her and Kurt.
Oh.
I don't think. I'm not 100%, but I was looking this morning and I didn't see it on the story that they had putting anything up. I had 5 at one point, so much work, but love it. Now I have only the 125 gallon and 40 gallon with a axolot. Man, I wished I had the money to have like a big old 10,000 gallon aquarium. That thing would be sick. I have a damn shark in there.
Right? That'd be really cool. I always said I wanted to get a black reef tip shark, if that's how you say it.
Nice.
Because, one time, whenever I do move, I got a swimming pool. It's brand new, never opened, like a 12-foot round Intex pool.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
12-foot round. It's like 1,800 gallon pond, saltwater pond.
That's what I wanted to do. We had a pool at the old house. We ended up leaving it when we moved over here. But it was like 3.5 foot tall. Maybe I might have even been 4 foot tall. And then like 12 or 15 foot diameter. And I had a koi pond out there and everything. And I was like, man, I want to take this pool and turn it into a koi pond and just have a bunch of koi fish in this sucker. But it had a big ass tear in it though too. So I was like, yeah, ain't gonna do no good. That would be a cheap way of doing it, huh? Just using one of those pool ponds or the above ground pools.
Yep, big old pool, and then you can, if you get a big enough one, then you can go swimming with it.
Exactly.
Oh God, I got bad ideas.
Yeah. That's what I was saying too. I was like, man, I'm gonna stick those koi fish in there and just go swimming with them. Shit, it's a two in one right there.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Have you seen like they got like contests where they have the biggest koi fish? So what they'll do is I'm sure they have different categories, but like one of the categories I know they got a 500 gallon pond, and you put your koi fish in that 500 gallons and try to get it as big as you can. And so these guys are having contests where whoever has the biggest koi out of a 500-gallon pond. And dude, some of those fish, they're like, them suckers are like 3 foot at least, and just, I mean, massive.
Hell yeah. They look like as big as an arowana fish.
Yep. In fact, I'd like to get I'd like to have some pranos. Those things are pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
Just not stick my damn hand in there.
Yeah, you ever see what's his name from Florida that he put that minnow in his mouth and was trying to feed it by his mouth and he got knocked out?
Nuh-uh. I don't think I've seen that one.
I forget his name. He's shoot. It's not ringing a bell right now, but he's from Florida. He's a YouTuber. His name I think is Paul. Paul something maybe, if that's the right name.
Mm.
But yeah, he does a lot of funny, crazy videos on YouTube with like fish.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
I'm gonna try to
So
look him up.
it knocked him out, huh?
Yep, he was trying to feed one with a fish in his mouth. Let me see if I can look him up.
Nice.
It's called Paul Cuffero. Let me see that dude.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one.
I'll see if I can see if he yeah, like he has indoor ponds and stuff. Like I don't know if this is one of his pictures of the indoor ponds. That dude.
Oh shit. Looks like a young kid.
I think he's like 26 or something like that. I mean, he's got some really nice fish in that pond, you know, saltwater fish. There's an angel.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm surprised you never seen that. He went viral the one day because he was feeding one of them fish with a minnow or something, and it knocked him out. It was funny as hell. I kind of felt bad, but it was funny. He just got knocked right out.
Nice. I'm gonna go check that one out. Like you said, I kind of feel bad, but it's funny.
It is. It's. I mean, if it happened to me, I mean, I'd want somebody to laugh. You know, as long as I was fine. You know, I mean, I wouldn't mind somebody laughing at me. At first, I'd probably be like, "Well, you're annoying," but yeah, it's a good. You know, it's funny. Here's that fish. This is the kind of fish he got bit or knocked out by a tarpon.
God.
Yeah, he was trying to feed one with his mouth.
That's a big ass fish.
Hell yeah.
That thing's as big as his ass.
Right? I just can't find a picture where he there's a lot of people that tried, you know, feeding them fish where they got knocked out.
Oh, so he's not the only one.
Yeah, there's some other people that tried it, like Jay Brewer. I think his daughter, whatever her name is, they've all tried it. I mean, they didn't get knocked out like he did, but he got knocked out and he fell in the pond. That's why it was so funny.
That's crazy. Like, you got to have somebody right there just in case, like you said, he gets knocked out and falls in that pond. You need somebody to pull your ass out. Like, hey,
Right.
I need a scuba diver over here.
That was funny.
I don't know if I'd ever try that. I ain't trying to get knocked out by a damn fish.
Yeah, you can get a concussion from that. I know best. I'm not trying to get any more of them.
Yeah, a lot of yours was work related, huh?
Yeah, I got knocked out by a big piece of metal working on a lift. Here, I got that video if you want me to show you.
Yeah. Oh, night. Oh, shit. He finally kind of woke up.
Yeah, he said he passed out for a second.
That's crazy. Bam. Right in the kisser. That's crazy.
Ain't that? Oh man.
That is dope.
It got 173 million views.
Whoa.
That's on YouTube.
That brought him some views right there. 172 million.
Yep.
That's crazy. I've seen some of these videos. I can't even remember what it was like, but it was kind of the same. Like, how many did it have? Oh no, these ones were like 50 million or 70 million though. So I mean, that's crazy to have 172 million. That's got to be like one of the biggest ones.
Yep. He said it was fake.
They've been. What was that one? I'm trying to think. What's that guy's name? He does like on YouTube. They do a lot of the pranks and shit, but they were saying that like I knew it was fake. I was sitting there watching it, and then the guy like come to find out like he's getting kind of hounded for doing this fake shit. God, what's the name? Oh, Top Notch Idiots.
Top Notch Idiots.
Yeah, like it's weird because like him and there's another guy, I forget. Top Notch Idiots and then KJ Smooth. Like this guy's sitting there. They'll go into the hood and shit and talking like shit to all these ghetto people, like gangsters and shit. And like these guys are coming after him or like pulling guns and shit. And one of the guys pulls out an RPG. And it's like, dude, this has got to be fake. There is no way that the cops and the SWAT team did not come rolling up with a 5-star on your ass because you pulled out an RPG. You know what I mean? Like somebody's going to call the cops when you pull that shit out. So it's got to be fake.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of, Cassidy Campbell?
Maybe.
He does like kind of pranks too. In fact, he's the one that's kind of exposing the Top Notch Idiots. But like I said, you could see that shit. A lot of it was fake. But he's a white dude, but he'll sit there and he has like this Oakland A's hat, and he'll sit there and like wear it like all like this and stuff, or he'll have like his do-rag on, and he's all, "What's up, playa?" And like the guy's a clown, man. He's a goofball. Yeah, if you can check out the Cassidy Campbell, or like he'll roll. I think he's got like a Honda Civic, and he'll sit there and he'll drive up to trade it in at a new car lot with this 1987 Honda Civic. He's got to kick the door to open it and everything. It's crazy.
Sounds like Pimp My Ride.
Yeah,
Kinda.
but I'm not the one doing the weekly water changes on them.
You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do those.
I sometimes got away with some of my saltwater tanks. 6 months of a water change. Like, you know, when you become busy in that, I have a system where there's a sump, and then I got one that's just like a canister filter, an external canister filter. I've done that and like redid it to have like media inside of it that's like ceramic, or not ceramic, but they're little balls, and they're not media balls, but they look like little craters that can bacteria can grow on, so it helps, you know, beneficial bacteria growth.
Right.
And $80 for one of them canisters, and I redid it instead of the way they had it set up and did it my own way. And I used to get almost 6 months out of before I had to do a like 20-30% water change.
Damn. Like, that's what's crazy is when I got those salt tanks a couple years ago, well, it's been over 3 years, I think 3 or 4 years now. One's 4 and then one's 3 years old. But they were telling me like you got to do the water change every 2 weeks and all this and that, and have the water tested, the salinity and everything. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not trying to do stuff on purpose, but when I was kind of going through a lot of shit. And when we had moved over here, I didn't do a water change, man, for like a year. I was just adding water is all I did. And my fish were fine. What else was it?
As long as you change your media, like at least the padding, or at least clean out that padding. Like a lot of people don't know when they use tap water that it's just going to cause more beneficial or non-beneficial bacteria growth, algae growth in their fish tank because of using tap water when they clean their media. Like all you got to do is it's cheap if you get a big roll of it. So, you cut it up, put a new piece in, and that's all it does is it filters out all the like poop and pee out of the water. That's really what you're trying to get at is not make them live in their bathroom.
In fact, I didn't do this on purpose neither. I had my pump went out on one of my salt tanks, and I didn't have the money to go out and just drop, get a new pump right away. And I went like 3-4 months before I got a new pump. So there was no pump in there running. It was just still water, and those salt fish made it through it. And I thought you had to have like that going, to create the oxygen, have the bubbles going in there and shit. Those salt fish made it like 4 months. So like I said, I'm not advising people to go do that, but like, it just taught me where it was like, man, you guys are saying you got to do these water changes every 2 weeks and, this and that. Like, no, you don't. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't. Personally, what I would do, to be honest with you, if I was going to like with my salt tanks, what I ended up doing is like once a month is where I try to keep it at. I'm not, because I was spending too much time. Like every 2 weeks I would do the water change. I was cleaning them, spending an enormous amount of time cleaning those. And I just got to where I was like, I'm doing it every month. There's no reason that I really need to go do it every 2 weeks. In certain circumstances, yeah. If you have like maybe a it's like a red algae. Yeah. If you have that breakout or there's something that's wrong in there, then yes, I would start doing that water change every 2 weeks, or especially like when you first start up. Freshwater is a little different. Even then, I think with the freshwater, you got to like let it kind of go for a couple days or something, maybe a week. But in that case, like where the salt tanks, it usually takes like about 3 weeks, maybe a month. It'll go through a dirty stage where it gets all brown in there and messed up. And that would be, I would say right there, yeah, go ahead and do that quite frequently to get that water, where you want it. But other than that, if everything's going good, I don't know, maybe for the fish, you would be okay. The only way I would maybe really worry about that every 2 weeks is if you had corals. That's where I would sit there and say, yeah, that's probably an appropriate thing to do every couple of weeks for sure.
Yeah, definitely with corals. And if you don't have now I don't think it would matter if you had a external filter, but I would suggest probably 2 external filters. I know people that use external filters even on coral, but like you said, you're going to have to make sure that your water, and when you do a water change, make sure it has that RO water.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. That's what I do. Like I'll go to the fish store and I'll get the RO water, get that reverse osmosis, like you said. And then I just mix up my own salt in there. I got a big old 5-gallon bucket, grab some salt. Usually I think it's like a half a cup to every gallon of water. Yeah. So it takes like a couple cups. Like they have the big 5-gallon bucket that I use, throw that, mix it in there and everything. And it's good to go. Well, shoot, I guess I'll go ahead and shut this show down. We've been running about 2 hours and 20 minutes almost. My bladder's killing me. I've been holding it for a minute.
I hope I didn't, was no problem with my kiddos running around.
No, not at all. No, that's fine. You're welcome anytime. And shoot, the kids were actually pretty good, man. Can't complain. I've seen plenty of kids that, man, little bastards out there. You know what I mean? There's some wild kids, man. Your kids were pretty good.
I mean, they've been doing better sometimes since our breakup. I mean, not since our breakup, but our move. Like we've been together, like living together for 1.5 years. and we've been not together for 2 years. So, you know, not being together but living together is kind of goofy for them. And then not being together for like 6 months in the house, it's been, you know, a big change for all the kids.
For sure. Yeah,
So
that's pretty hard.
Some people are like, well, they're terrible. And I'm like, they're just acting out because, you know, they're going through a hard time.
Yeah,
They're doing
it
better.
is hard. Like my parents got divorced when I was 2 years old. So I was too young to know any of that. So it didn't affect me as much. Really more of just having to see my parents fight and argue, even though they weren't together, like through, you know, just bullshit of other things. But yeah, that's definitely hard on kids to have to deal with that. And like your daughter, I mean, she's old enough, like she could she's not 2 years old like I was, or, you know, where it's like, oh, I don't know. It's like she kind of sees, like, you know, that mind is more sponged and sees that and knows, well, mommy and daddy were together and now things are different. So,
because she'll be like, come on, daddy, come with me and mommy. And I'm like, oh, I mean, we're starting to get along better, which is great. I mean, we were together for like 15 years and we, you know, off and on trying to make it work, but just kind of, you know, we're like, whatever, it ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. But we're trying to, you know, show that, like, even though we're not together, like, we can still respect one another. And hopefully down the line that we can do family things without, you know, having problems.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
But he faithfully does them every week. We do have some beautiful tanks with healthy, pretty fish, though. Nice. That's awesome, Mitzi.
Makes me want to go home and start getting my fish tanks ready.
I know. I wished I had money to go get all kinds of lights and the shit that I needed to do this stuff properly. That's one thing, man, I learned a long time ago when I did the fish. Like, I knew it was expensive, but I didn't realize how expensive it really was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll go ahead and shut this down. I appreciate everyone coming out. You guys are all awesome. Keep your head up, keep grinding, push forward. Hope you guys have a good weekend and enjoy. Thank you, James, for popping on. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you for inviting me out, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. Yeah, anytime you want to jump on and stuff, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, just remind me, brother. I'll probably forget. I'm always I'm always running around. So I'm like, I tell Ken the same thing. He's like, it's Tuesday, Thursday. I'm like, Ken, I'm busy though. Like, I know it's Tuesday, Thursday, but I might be doing something, and I'll be like, just send me the link so I can jump on, because I'll be like, oh shoot, I forgot. And he's like, dude, come on, get with it.
Hey, a lot going on. It's hard.
It is.
I lose my mind too. It's like I can't remember. And then there's so many shows.
I know. I'm trying to be more
Trying
to jump on more shows, you know, more. But
so I will see everyone next Saturday at 2:00 again. You guys enjoy it.
You want to say goodbye? Yeah. All right, brother. I'll talk to you
James.
soon.
Have a good one, brother. Bye.